I think 5 to 10 years down the road, what's coming is just a complete kind of overhaul of the approach, right? Meaning the consumer's demanding, or they'll continue to demand more and more from us as a business. I think what has to happen for the next 5 to 10 years is just kind of this overhaul of how everything's approached, right? The old way of doing things, whether that's how you apply on a lawn or how you talk to a homeowner or how you talk to the city officials, is all gonna have to change. And as a business, people just need to be willing to make those adjustments, to adapt.
Looking at my crystal ball, I think employee retention and hiring the right people, I think, is going to be the #1 thing that's going to change a lot of things. Hiring more educated people, higher rate, I think our labor rates are going to go up. I think that's going to be one of the biggest impact on us is being able to hire enough people to fill our industry needs.
I think labor will continue to become an issue, and I think the way that this industry is going to overcome that is with autonomous robot, either mowing or applications, use of drones. There's a lot of technology in the industry that, in my opinion, is really close to being useful for everyday companies like ours, like mine, and it's almost there. It's not 100% there in my opinion, but it's almost there, and I think that within 5 years it's going to be pretty standard practice to have a lot of autonomous robotic stuff.
Limiting the use of a lot of pesticides. You know, we're looking at a couple on the horizon for 2 or 3 of our biggest products right now that could take a huge hit in the next 18 months. So looking for alternatives, and there's not a whole lot, not just specifically with QualiPro and Control Solutions, but in the industry as a whole, you know, talking to other manufacturers, there's not a tremendous amount of new actives in the pipeline and new chemistry classes to target some of these pests and diseases. So when the EPA starts targeting some of the existing chemistries, it makes it really difficult looking in the future at what we're going to do to combat the problem.
I think when you have challenges with labor, you have to find new ways to still grow and you know, meet that demand, and particularly that comes in automation. So being able to automate tasks that were performed by a person now can be automated, and that's one of the biggest things. Number 2 is outsourcing. And so when clients can't grow their own business due to challenges in the labor market or just being able to not have someone after hours, they need to outsource that business. And that includes onshore, includes nearshore, it includes offshore. All those types of things is where, as we become more global, as we become want to be more flexible and grow faster, it's both automation and outsourcing.
What I hope we see is just more attention to soil health, you know, because in the end, in this industry, that's what it's all built upon. And I think that, you know, even some of the sponsors here at this event have done a great job with putting that in front of people, helping them understand the importance of some of the things that they need to do to improve soil health. So I would say there's going to be a strong push towards that, people changing a lot of the ways they used to do things, products they're using in the next 5 years for sure.
I think it depends on the supply chain, because if this continues the way it is, I worry about the little guys. I think I'm okay. I have some pretty good buying power, but I worry about the little guys, that they're not going to be able to, you know, sustain, you know, their business. I think there might be there's going to be a lot of consolidation with some of the bigger guys, you know, merging with some of the smaller ones. That's where I think the biggest change is going to be.
I think COVID kind of started some trends that are going to continue, and that was that people started to spend a lot more time at their home, and enforced time, but they started to spend more time at their home, and because of that, they started to put more energy and effort into their houses and their exterior yards, their landscape, their backyard. And so, and that's part of the reason why the demand is so strong. And I think that's going to continue. Once people get on board with doing something, they generally like the results. And so if you have a nice green lawn and weed-free lawn, you're not going to go back to, you know, what you might have been doing before. So I think that that's going to continue for the next 5 to 10 years. And of course, as the next generation of people come up, there's more and more people that were not raised with their parents making them mow their lawn and things like that, and so they're used to hiring somebody else to provide these services. So I think that as far as lawn care companies are concerned, that there's a strong outlook, and it's an industry that's going to continue to grow.